Hi, my name's Tanil. This is a video performed on the 14th of December 2021 for my Dugong 1 challenge. It is a dietary consult questionnaire being completed with Jacinta. Jacinta, how are you going today?
Hi there.
Perfect. Oh, thank you so much for jumping on Zoom and joining me today. Obviously, we're performing this over Zoom, so it's a little bit different than normal, than what we'd be doing in the gym. So, as I said, thank you for jumping on and using technology. It's obviously really helpful for us. Today, what we're going to do, we're going to fill out a dietary consult sort of habit questionnaire. We've obviously filled out a few different forms. We've done a few tests and we've kind of landed here. So you're obviously a bit familiar with the process of having to answer these forms and questions. So just one more little piece of the puzzle to get us in the right direction to begin our personal training and to obviously start our goal towards losing that 7 kilos in 2 months. So before I begin, do you have any questions for me, or are you happy for us to run through this?
No, I'm happy to start. I'm getting excited.
Good stuff. Awesome. Well, fantastic. I've just started filling out the form. I've just put your personal details in, and I've obviously filled out our dietary goal, which is to lose the 7 kilos in 2 months. So this, as I said, this is another piece of the puzzle. It'll just help me understand where you're at with your nutrition. So we'll jump straight in if we can. I just wanted to ask a few questions around about your daily serves. So in regards to your serves of vegetables per day, do you have a rough idea of how many serves of veggies you think you may eat in a day?
Yeah, look, I don't eat enough vegetables, Tanil. So, look, probably, I guess I'd have a potato and, perhaps some mashed veggies yeah, probably only 1 or 2 serves.
Okay, all right, perfect. 1 to 2 serves. All right, I'll click that one on here. Now, in regards to fruit, so obviously fruit just being, either like a small apple, small banana, a cup of dried fruit or a cup of canned fruit. How many serves do you think you'd have a day, roughly?
Yeah, I do love my fruit. So I would have a banana with my yogurt for breakfast. I probably eat an apple most days, and yeah, dried fruit. I love to eat dried fruit as a snack, and yeah, probably tinned fruit. I love a bit of stewed fruit after tea with a bit of stewed fruit and ice cream. So yeah, probably 4 serves or more.
Okay.
I guess.
Yep, 4 to 5 serves. Beautiful. Okay, look, that helps me out there. Fantastic. Now, in regards to your breads and cereals, so your grains, so that's obviously your pastas, your breads, your cereals, that sort of thing. Do you have an idea of your serves there?
Yeah, I probably, looking at that list you showed me, I probably am not far away. I try to use whole grain and wholemeal breads and pastas. My dad died of heart disease at 60, so I need to look after mine. So I'm trying to work towards that.
Okay, all right. So do you think in regards to serves, I mean, the recommended serve of grains sort of for a female within your age bracket is around about 4 a day. So you think you probably hit that recommended serve of 4?
Yes, I reckon. Yep, beautiful. Most days anyway. Yep.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. And then dairy. So dairy is obviously like a cup of milk, so 250 mils for a cup of milk. 2 slices of full fat cheese would be classed as a serve. 3/4 of a cup of yogurt. So roughly, where do you think you sit on dairy?
Yeah, probably all of those. So love my yogurt. I love cheese. So yep, I'd have milk with my cereal for breakfast. Quite often have yogurt as well. Take yogurt for a snack. And I probably snack on cheese of a night time.
Okay, so do you think you'd probably be consuming 6 or so serves a day, 6 plus even?
I'd say yes.
Meals?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then the last one, just in regards to a meat serve or meat alternative. So meat alternatives could be anything such as, 2 eggs, it could be a cup of cooked like legumes or cooked beans. So they're your meat alternatives, tofu, that type of thing. And then obviously like a serve of meat. So, I mean, meat does vary depending on, red meat, white meat, raw, cooked, whatnot. But do you have an idea of how many serves of meat you may be having a day?
Yeah, I'd say several, because I usually have, like steak and veg or something for tea, or steak and salad or that, and probably cold meat and sometimes a salad for lunch. So Yeah, there'd probably be, because you said that a small serve of meat isn't very much. So yeah, I'd say probably 3 or 4 serves at least.
Okay, all right, perfect. Okay, look, that's giving me a really great idea of your average sort of daily intake. So in regards to the recommendations and things like that, so I have obviously given you that paperwork for the Australian guidelines of rough serves. So just to give you a really quick recap, obviously your recommended vegetables is 5, your recommended fruit is 2 serves a day, your grains is 4, which is spot on with, which is awesome. In regards to your meat or meat alternatives, are probably a little bit high there. Your recommended is around 2, and your dairy is 4. So I mean, there's some really awesome things there that you're super on track with. A few things that we can refine and maybe bring those serves down or increase your veggies, etc. So nothing major, nothing alarming. They are just small changes that we can make. And I did just want to let you know, just again, just a quick recap in regards to my scope of practice and what I'm sort of qualified to recommend to you is just basically following those guidelines that I've just mentioned. So I'm not a dietitian. I can't create a specific meal plan based around calories and things like that for you. But we can absolutely come up with a handful of strategies to improve, or alter your diet to see where we are. We can, as I said, create a bit of a small plan, monitor for a few weeks, see where we're at, and if a referral is needed for a dietitian, I can obviously provide that for you as well. Okay. Now, one last question in regards to discretionary choices. So things like, your chocolates, your donuts, your sweets, your soft drinks, that sort of thing. Do you have an idea of those, of how many do you think you'd have probably in a week?
Look, I won't lie, I do enjoy my extra bits and pieces. I won't say I have a lot, Neil, because I'd rather have nuts, dried fruit, cheese and crackers. So I probably work along that line. But yeah, you'd probably say, I don't know, I'd probably have something each day, probably just one discretionary serve a day.
Okay, all right. No, that's good. That gives me an idea. And the fact that you are only having one, that's awesome. I mean, we're not here to completely remove them or eliminate them. Of course, they're a part of life. So makes things a bit more, makes things a bit more realistic to, factor those things in and still be able to allow yourself to have that. So awesome. Now, what I want to really quickly do is, as I said, come up with a handful of strategies that we can kind of plan together. I have a few here that come to mind straight away that I think we can kind of focus on. I'll let you know what I recommend. If you have anything that you want to add, or you think maybe it's not possible, or you want to amend, you let me know. But based off this form and this bit of information, I mean, look, the first one I'm going to say is maybe around that dairy. That's probably the one that's kind of sticking out to me the most, is that high amount of dairy serves. So I think your recommended is 4. You're currently having around about 6+. So I think if we kind of limit that down to your recommended serves of the 4 per day and create that as our first strategy, I think that's probably going to be a really great starting point. So are you happy to work on the limited of 4 at 4?
Sure.
Yep, fantastic. I think from there as well, the next sort of thing I'd look at would be maybe those meat serves or those meat alternative serves. So, you're mentioning that you are having quite a few of those a day. So I think if we were to maybe replace one of your meat serves with maybe a meat alternative, so possibly replacing, physically eating a steak with, maybe some beans and some legumes, or possibly some tofu. So do you think that could be possible to maybe limit having your meat with just your main meals to bring that down?
Sure, just cut out the tofu. I reckon that's like eating cardboard.
Okay.
Beans.
Yeah, no, look, that's fine. We can replace with beans and legumes. Fantastic. And then I do know that you mentioned you're having 3 main meals, 3 snacks. So I think if we make the third goal an aim to possibly reduce those snacks down to only having 2 a day. So basically breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack in between. And what we'll do with those snacks, I know you mentioned you like to have your dried fruit and your nuts. So if we were to just limit one whole serve, one whole snack of your dried fruit and your nuts, and maybe what we'll do is we'll replace at your main meal, we'll increase your veggie intake. So you'll still be consuming the same amount of food, just slightly different variations at different times. Okay, so they're my kind of recommendations and my main points. Are you feeling like they're definitely something you can achieve?
Yeah, certainly give it a try. Yes.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do, I will have those, I'll write down our goals and I'll put it into a little bit of a plan for you. Again, I'll send you a copy of all this paperwork and everything that we've gone over, so you do have a copy of those. And as I said, with the goals, I'll put a bit more specific detail into them in ways that we can actually physically achieve that. So I'll have that sent over to you. And then as I said, if you have any more questions or if you wanted to, you know, amend the strategies that we do have, absolutely let me know. Okay.
Thank you.
Good stuff. No worries. Well, as I said, thanks, Jacinta, for joining me on Zoom. And look, I'll be in touch moving forward. Okay.
Really great. Thanks,
Thank
Neil.
you. Thanks. Bye.